Hey cuties, I am Lanikia, and you are watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is the Young and the Restless edition. Today is Thursday, August the 10th, 2023. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give this one it was a 7.5. You know what? I'm going to be honest. These episodes have been really good to me with Young and the Restless lately. I've really been enjoying just watching the soap and watching everything play out. So y'all, Alexa, pause. So y'all, let's get into this. First off, so Audra calls Nate on the phone, right? Because she's stressing because she wants to keep her job. I don't care what y'all say. I love me some Audra. I think you have to have a woman who is okay with being a villain. Like she embraces that she is power hungry and she embraces who she is, and that is Audra. So she calls Nate and she's like, listen, have you talked to Victoria? Because I'm gonna need you to straighten this out for me. I need some help. And he said, girl, stop bugging me. I told you already I'm gonna help you. Now I'm going in here to tell her now. You just chill out. And she's like, okay. So he goes in there with Victoria and Nikki. And he says, you know what? I was looking at the numbers and I was just looking at some things. And I think we should merge Adam's company with Newman Media. And Nikki says, wait a minute. Because Victor already said no to this. I said, so why are y'all even bothering being CEOs, COOs? When Victor has let Victor run his company, because it seems like that's what's happening anyways. He is running the company without actually having to run the company. Y'all just figureheads at this point. But Nikki says Victor has already said no to that. And Victoria said, well, I thought we talked about this and we came to agreement. He said, yes, but actually, you could have a powerhouse under you, Victoria. You like, if we merge these two, it doesn't make sense not to. And so Nikki was like, Victor said no, and I'm going to go with no. Now, Nate, mind your business and know your place. And then she gets up and leave, right? So Victoria talks to Nate and she said, I thought we had an understanding. He said, we do. But I honestly think it would be good to merge. And she said, I don't want to give Adam the satisfaction. He told her, listen, ma'am, Victoria, this is business. Take your personal feelings out of this. This will look good for your company to have such a powerhouse media company, like merging those two companies. He said that would be amazing. And so she was like, we would have to convince my father, and I don't know if we could. And he was like, well, just, let's think about it or whatever. And she was like, she gonna keep it on the back burner. Then they start kissing and all that. I said, girl, that's all it take for you. My gosh. So anyways, that's it. That's all we see with them, right? So then, I'm sorry, y'all, I have to grab these notes. So then we go over and we see Adam sits down with Audra. Okay, I'm gonna say it. Adam has chemistry with almost anyone that he sits down and he acts in the scene with. I don't want him and Audra to have romantic chemistry right now, but I think that if she could have somewhat of a relationship like she has with Tucker with Adam and it not be sexual, I would actually like that because he recognizes who she is. And he was asking her, what's going on. She told him, I got Nate working on Victoria. He said, well, if anybody could do it, he would be the one. She said, Victor is out of town right now. And he said, well, I know he's out of town and everything, but when he get back in town, I need y'all to move this fast or whatever. I said, that's all right. Victoria gonna be on board with this and Victor gonna do what she wants anyways. And so anywho, she tells him what's gonna happen with me. Now she try to bluff him and say, you know, you don't want to go against Tucker. I said, baby, that ain't gonna work on Adam because Adam gives zero cares about who is in front of him. He go toe to toe with Victor. Tucker is child's play to him. He doesn't care. And that's exactly what he told her. I'm not afraid of Tucker, and I think you bluffing. You don't want this information released. She said no because it would ruin my career. He said, yeah, so stop all that. What do you want? And she told him, I want to be second in command. And he said, really? And she said, listen, I I worked hard for this position and I know what I'm doing and I think I would be an asset. And he told her, he says, listen, I don't blame you for what you covered up. You looked out for the company and you showed your loyalty. He appreciates that. He appreciates that, that she could be loyal. So if she can show him that loyalty and not Tucker, because she be riding a fence, twerking on the fence sometimes. But if she gives that loyalty to Adam, he said it's all good. I would make you second in command. And she's like, okay, well, we can make this merger happen. or whatever. I said, I know that's right, Audra. Listen, I like her. I like her because she is upfront with, she told him like, I'm conniving. I'm gonna go after it. I could be as ruthless as you want me to be. I could do all that. And that's exactly what Adam is needing in his company, because they over there passing out daisies to each other and everything, trying to be all positive and stuff. Like, y'all gonna have somebody in business who don't mind getting their hands dirty besides just Adam. Anyways, let's move on. So then we see who I want to go to next, y'all. Um okay, so then we see Jack, Abby, and Diane. And so they're supposed to be having this meeting. And I said, Jack, what is Diane doing there? Y'all knew it was just supposed to be you and Ashley. And he was like, Diane is my wife. I said, I don't care that is your wife. It's just supposed to be you, Ashley, and Abby. Now stop playing and go on, Diane. And Diane told him the same thing that what Abby was telling him. This will be more productive if she is not here, because this issue is with you and Ashley. Y'all need to get on common ground first, and then we can add y'all fiance's, your wife and her fiance into it, Tucker. Then we can add all y'all. But you and Ashley need to get on common ground. Plus, when Abby told you about this, she said you. And when she told Ashley about this, she said Ashley. What y'all doing? What y'all doing? But Diane told him, I'm gonna go ahead and it makes sense for me to leave. And so Tucker and Ashley were with Billy or whatever, and they told him, like, he was like, "What's in this for me? Like, y'all want me to give y'all insight, push Diane to do what she does. What's in it for me?" And they said, "You we would take over Jabot, but it would be its own separate entity, and you would run Jabot. You would be the CEO. You would have it on your own, and you would be out of Jack's shadows." And Billy said, "Okay, okay, all right. Well, let's see. Let's do that." And so then he texts because Billy is really working for Jack and Diane, like he's on their side. So then he turns around and he texts Jack, and he says Ashley and Tucker are on their way, be prepared, because they said they have a meeting. So when Tucker gets there, Abby again lets them know that this is only supposed to be for Jack and Ashley, and Tucker has no problem with it. Jack throwing some shots at him, and he says, "Listen, I've been trying to get Ashley to stop this war, and quiet as kept. This man really has been telling Ashley, why don't we just focus on simply Ashley and leave this alone? She don't want to keep going forward, and of course, he just gonna support her because he loves her so much, and he want her to be on his team so bad. He just gonna support whatever she wants. That's what you want to do, okay then." But so anyways, he tells Diane, "Come on, let's go have lunch or something, and we can try to be nicer to each other." And she was like, "All right," or breakfast. I don't know what they was having. Let's go. So then we go back to okay. So Tucker and Diane go to society, and Billy is there, and he being nasty to Diane. Sorry, I'm stuttering. He's being nasty to Diane. That's the plan. He's supposed to treat her this way. He's supposed to get under her skin and all this, and talk about how Jack is making a fool, and he's concerned about Jabot and all that. And then Diane is like, "Oh, I don't even want to have this conversation with you, Billy, because I'm not gonna do anything to harm Jack or Jabot or whatever, and I'm done with this." So she leaves or whatever. And so then Billy talks to Tucker, and Tucker is not 100% percent convinced that Billy is really on their side. He's like, mm-hmm. It's just a little too convenient for me, right? And so at that point, Nikki comes in. Well, actually, Nikki and Diane run into each other, right? And they were like, "Ugh." But Nikki congratulated Diane. She said, "Girl, listen." And I do too. I always say this. Diane is not my cup of tea, but I always say, "Girl, you did what you said you were gonna do. You said you wanted your son's loyalty and love. You got it. You said you wanted to be back in that Abbott embrace because there was nothing like it. You got it. Girl, you even got the man to marry you this time." I'm not mad at Diane. I'm not. I know a lot of people think like it's either Team Phyllis or Diane. I'm not like that. Like, I can see both sides. I'm not biased when it comes to these reviews. So I'm not mad at Diane. She got exactly what she wanted. Jack gave her everything she wanted. And so even Nikki is like, congratulations, like you got what you wanted, girl, but let me go on. And so they leave each other or whatever, and Nikki goes in with Tucker and Billy. And right when Tucker was telling Billy, he it was just a little too convenient that Billy was on their side. Nikki comes in. She said, "What y'all talking about?" I said, "Nikki, God darn it, you you ruined the pressure Tucker was about to place on Billy." And they were just talking about Diane and they were complaining and Nikki said, "Well, y'all might as well leave that woman alone, because baby, I don't know what she got going on, but look at everybody who tried to go up against her. They failed." She said, "Look at poor Phyllis." And Tucker said, "I don't know about Phyllis. I think she still got something up her sleeve or whatever." And I said, "What?" Phyllis is saying she wants to leave Diane alone. She is saying like she wants to leave Diane alone. It's ruined her life messing with Diane, so she's tired of it. Anyways, child. So then they're all talking, and Nikki and Neil just say, Billy says he's concerned about Jabot and Jack, and Nikki just says, there's nothing you could do. She's won. Like if whatever she has planned or whatever she wants to do, she gonna get it done because she has Jack's devotion and loyalty, and she has her foot in Jabot. So it is what it is, and that's what she told Diane too. You wanted your a place in Jabot, and you got it. So anyways, then we see Diane runs into Audra. It was I didn't know I needed to see this until I saw it. I said, okay, what's about to happen here? Because quiet as kept, Kyle might be attracted to Audra because she is a little bit like his mama. They're gonna do what they gotta do to get ahead. So Audra sees her and Diane sees her and they're like, Audra, and she sits down with her and stuff. And Diane trying to say, she's concerned about Kyle, and Audra's like, oh, don't be. He's in good hands. I mean, professionally. I said, nah, that's not what you meant, girl. That's not what you meant. But anyways, so Audra is just telling Diane like Kyle is ready to move on from Summer, and Diane is like, no, Kyle is just confused and hurt, and I'm sure you're not helping him. All you're doing is helping him to hide. And Audra said, well, maybe he don't just want to move on from Summer, maybe he want to break from all of y'all. And Diane looked at Audra, and Audra looked at Diane, and I said, mm-hmm. Battle it out, girls. So Diane was just like, because she defended her son. She was like, he is confused right now, Audra, and you're not helping that. But he will come to his senses. And when he does, he's going to be back with his family and his wife and everything. And so Audra's like, you know how Audra do them little smirks and stuff. And like, I know a secret you don't know. And that's it with them, y'all. They were just battling and going back and forth with each other about Kyle. I said, baby, Diane, what you're saying is probably true. He gonna come to his senses. Is Summer still gonna want him? Because right now, I think she's starting to look at Chance. Excuse me. And also, who's to say I like him better with Audra, really. If they're writing this, please keep him with her because he's much more interesting of a character with Audra than with Summer. But anyways, child, let's move on. So then we go over here and we see Adam runs into Nate, y'all, because Nate has left Victoria's office at this time because he had a meeting or whatever, as he told her. So he runs into Nate and he says, "Ugh, you." Because Nate was like, Adam was like, how's Audra working out? He said, don't even try it. And then Nate had the audacity to tell Adam, you using someone to get ahead in a company, and using information to get. I said, no, you didn't, Mr. Take a company from my family and have them work for me so I can be the CEO and teach them how it's done. No, you're not trying to chastise Adam. And Adam said, no, I got this. What you mean? You did this same thing with Devon and Lily. I said, I know that's right. And so Nate was like, he tried to act like it's not the same thing. Yes, it is. And Adam said, we're a lot alike. We go after what we want. And Nate said, I'm nothing like you. He said, but Adam is correct when he say, yeah, you're right about that because I own who I am. Adam's like, I own my ruthlessness. I own that I go after someone. He said, but you wanted a powerful woman. You got Victoria. You wanted a seat at the big boys table. You went and got COO of Newman Media. What's the difference? What's the difference between us? Because Nate wants to still act like he's a good guy in the end. Sir, you are not. Embrace it. Embrace it. But when Adam tapped Nate on his arm and told him doctor and left, baby, I hollered. I said, Adam, don't be that petty. Don't be that petty. Why is this review so long? Because I enjoyed the episode. Let's keep going. So then we see that Ashley and Jack, they work it out because Ashley says, you know what, just buy me out. I'd rather have my brother than this. Just buy me out. And you could come to the wedding, but you gotta respect that I'm marrying Tucker, the same way I'm having. You want me to respect that you with Diane, and Jack says I don't like you with being with Tucker, but I love you and I want to support you. And can Diane come to the wedding with me? And she says, if it means that, we just have mutual respect for each other, fine. It is what it is. And Abby was like, what in the heck? This happened too fast. I said, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, but it did happen too fast, girl. And so, anyways, that's it with them, y'all. I'm not gonna hold you long on that. So they end up leaving, or what? Ashley ends up leaving, right? And Abby is just telling Jack, "No, no, Mama did that too fast. I don't know, Mom did that too fast, and I'm concerned." And Jack said, "Just let it go, and we gonna just take it for what it is." And so then she leaves, right? So then Ashley, and Tucker and Billy and them all get together, and I guess they're gonna work on the plan because they're waiting on Billy to tell them yes or no that he would run Jabot and everything for them. And then we see Diane go. I'm sorry, I was listening to Mila. Diane goes back to the Abbott household, home with Jack, and I don't care what y'all say, she doing this on purpose. I'm sorry, I feel like this because she tells Jack, we ran into Billy and he was a little too convincing. And I said, this is what y'all told him to do. She said he was a little too convincing. He was like, what do you mean? He laid into me like he was supposed to, but it was too convincing. And I don't know. It just felt off or something. Now I'm paraphrasing all this, but y'all know how I go. It just felt off or something. Do you think that Billy is Ashley actually flipped Billy to her side? And so now Jack is looking all worried because that Jack had said he was worried about that. And I said, wouldn't it be devious of Diane for her plan to get Ashley and Jack to have a wedge between them? And then the next person she could get to put a wedge between would be Billy and Jack, because she was the one who came up with this plan about Billy being the one to go to Ashley and Tucker and pretend to work for them. And so now he would have to be mean to Diane and everything, and rub it in, that he would try to push them out. And now she's coming back and saying, oh, well, Billy's being too convincing and everything. So now Jack is starting to question Billy because Jack had questions about if Billy could do this in the beginning, if he would stay true to them or not, or go back to his old ways. Y'all tell me what you think. Y'all tell me what you think. I don't know. I don't know, but I just know it was a good episode to me. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for the final episode of What Happened on the Soaps, The Young and the Restless edition. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.